Hello friends, it is Stasia and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna be doing something I haven't done in a long time because it's just been a crazy time here. Life has been crazy, but I'm ready to dive back into this. So based on my thumbnail and the title, you know that today we will be reading and vlogging, obviously, the pick for the Mending Heart book club. It is a romance book club that I co-host with my bestie Rylan. Life kind of hit us both pretty hard this year, so the past few months we haven't really been around, but I am ready to be back, and I think that I am officially out of my reading slump. I haven't vlogged in a while, so we'll see how the vlog actually ends up turning out, but it is what it is. Anyways, today we will be starting the book club pick, and that is Her Shadows, His Secrets by Monroe. I truly don't know much about what this is about, and it's not a super long book. It's under 400 pages. It's 360, so I feel like I could potentially read it pretty quick. The chapters seem decently short. There's also gorgeous art at the start of every chapter, and every single chapter starts on the right side, so that always makes chapters shorter as well. So I'm excited to see what it's about, and since I will only be reading one book for this vlog, I will be giving you guys 25% updates. So my first update will come on page 99. So I will be reading roughly, it really depends on where the chapter is split, but roughly I think is like 90-ish pages per update. So yeah, hopefully by my first update I'll be able to tell you guys a little bit more about the book. Here is my annotation key. I don't know that it matches a whole bunch, but I still feel like it really fits the vibe, because there are some like lighter colors with the title and then purple and darker colors. So I tried to fit it as best as I could, but this is the annotation key. I have not fully like annotated a book in so long, so I don't know if I'm nervous or excited. There have been books that I've read the past few months that I have tabbed, but it's usually just one color tab, and I'm just doing like usually like quotes, but when I tab for like the book club, I tab a lot more stuff, like certain scenes. If you've not been here before and you don't know what I tab 7 things. So I'll tab swoony or like sweet moments, heartwarming stuff, and then I will tab spicy scenes. I'll tab quotes when I'm sad or the book is sad. I'll tab funny moments, which I don't know that this book will have a lot of funny moments, and then I will tab any moments where I'm feeling something like upset or like what the heck, like that sort of vibe. I'll tab that, and then I will tab dark moments / trigger warnings, so that I could always refer back to that when I'm writing my review. And then the last thing that I tab is anything that I think is important or that I think I might want to refer back to later, and I'm a liar because that's 8 things I tab, not 7, but that's the key. This is the book, and we are going to dive in. It is currently 10 o'clock, but that's okay because it is actually currently the Escape for 24 Hours readathon weekend. So I'm planning on staying up for quite a bit longer. If I could get to at least 25% today, I think that would be a huge win for me. But like I said, I don't know how fast I'm gonna read with annotating a book, so we shall see what happens, essentially. But I'm filming this now, and then I'm gonna go shower before I settle in to read. Hopefully I'll get you guys some b-roll of me reading, and then the next time I'm chatting to you guys, I should be 25% into Her Shadows, His Secrets. I always mix up the title, but yeah. So that is what we're reading. I will chat to you all soon, hopefully with an update. Hello friends, I'm back with an update because I officially reached 25%. I said I wanted to reach it last night. I read like 50 pages and was like, yeah, I'm gonna call it a night. But I did hit 25% now. There is my tab update, if you can see it. I know the palette is pretty light, but I am enjoying it. It is a fast read. I didn't expect for it to read so fast, but it's really easy to get through, and I feel like I'm flying through it. So I can tell you a little bit about the book now. So this book follows Hannah and Theo. Hannah was an orphan. I don't know if she's called an orphan. Her parents are alive. They just didn't want her, essentially. So she got put up for adoption. I don't know, she was in the foster care system, and I don't know, she just didn't get adopted or what, but she just kept hopping around. I don't know how all of that works, but either way, she grew up in foster care because her parents gave her up, and she kind of never stayed anywhere for a super long time. So now she's like 20 something, 22, something like that, I'm not sure. And her grandfather has passed away. She didn't know that she had a grandfather, but she got a letter in the mail saying that his entire life and everything that he owned was left for her. So she goes to this place called Cherry Hill. I believe it's in South Carolina. I could be wrong. But so she's in Cherry Hill. She used to be in New York, but she didn't have anything for her there, up and left. Now in Cherry Hill, and has gotten everything that her grandfather has left her. So now she's just trying to figure out kind of where her life is gonna go from here, because now she has a whole bunch of money. She has a house to her name, but she doesn't know anyone, and she's just trying to kind of start over. So that's Hannah. We're trying to figure out where she is, and then we also have the perspective of Theo. Theo grew up in Cherry Hill. His mom, family, sister still lived there, but he got out of there pretty quickly, as soon as he could, and he went to New York for IT, I think. something like that. That's his job. So now he's back in Cherry Hill for a job, and he's hoping that he's kind of just going to be in and out. It's not his favorite place, so he doesn't want to stay there any longer than he needs to. Theo runs into Hannah and is immediately intrigued by her, but Hannah doesn't believe that a guy like Theo could seriously be into her. I will say that I need a little bit more history, context on Hannah, because she talks about her insecurities a lot, like multiple times in every single chapter a lot. So I feel like I kind of get it with her being like not having a support system. I kind of get why she's insecure, but I feel like I could get very annoyed if it keeps up. But yeah, so she doesn't believe that Theo could be into someone like her, and Theo's like, well, I don't want to be your boyfriend, but essentially I just want a good time while I'm here. But Hannah's not taking him seriously. So that's kind of where we're at now. There is also another side character that was introduced. Her name is Brenda. She is essentially Hannah's first friend in Cherry Hill and also Theo's little sister. So I really like Brenda. I'm gonna have to look up eventually if she has a book, because just based on like this first 100 pages, I actually really enjoy her. I would love to know more about her, because they've mentioned her love life, and that's a little messy already. So yes, so far I'm enjoying it. Like I said, I think I need a little bit more from Hannah to fully understand why she is the way she is. Theo also says he's not a good man and he has a lot of secrets, so I'm interested to see if we'll get his history and what makes him think he's not a good person. But we still have quite a way to go, about like 250 pages, so I'm very interested to see where it's gonna go. It's reading fast. I definitely think it's doable to finish today. 100% will get to at least 50%, so I will give you guys another update at some point today, but hopefully I can finish it off today. And yeah, so that is that. That's pretty much my thoughts on it for now, and I will chat to you all again soon when I reach 50%. Hello, my friends. I'm back because I have already reached 50% of Her Shadows, His Secrets. It's alright. I definitely don't think it's gonna be a new favorite, but like I said in my first update, it is really easy to read, so I'm kind of just flying through it. Something that I don't like at all, which some people might, I don't know, but Theo calls Hannah like nicknames. One is sweet. He just calls her green eyes, whatever, that's pretty basic. But then he calls her puppet, and I hate it so much. It gives me the ick, and I think it's gross. But it's fine. It is what it is. That's the main thing that's bothering me right now, is the way he talks to her. But I think that's just his character. So, you know, it is what it is. The book is moving pretty quickly once they kind of set up the arrangement and talked about the rules of their arrangement, essentially being that it's not a relationship or anything like that. It's purely for the deed. It's moving pretty quickly. Theo is the kind of guy who kind of just takes what he wants. I will say it's pretty funny watching Theo and Brenda, his sister, interact every time Brenda is trying to hang out with Hannah and Theo just crashes it. I think that's pretty funny. And we are getting like glimpses into more of the past and why Hannah is the way that she is. We don't really have a super big story on Theo, and I still have no clue what his job actually is that brought him to Cherry Hill, because he just keeps saying my client, my client, my client, but never really says what he's doing for this client. So I'm not sure. It's probably some shady business that we'll probably get soon, or more information on soon, but I don't know. There's not a whole bunch to talk about because it's not like a swoony book. He's not trying to romance her. He's not even a nice guy. So I don't know. It's just they kind of do what they got to do, and then that's it. Oh, but actually, there is another sort of like side plot line that I want to see more of, and hopefully it comes soon since we're already halfway through the book. But there was a situation in New York with Hannah that she was kind of trying to escape, and she didn't think it would follow her to Cherry Hill, but now we think it has. I'm trying to be vague so you guys so I don't give any spoilers, but I want to see more on that situation and what is actually coming of that, because she doesn't know anything about it, so obviously we won't know anything about it. But I think Theo is kind of on a mission to figure out what's going on with that. But they talk a little bit, so we don't have a super big view since they're kind of just doing what they do instead of getting to know each other. But it's fun. I mean, nothing super groundbreaking, I don't think. As of right now, it wouldn't be a 5-star, but it is what it is. Easy to read, easy to get through. I don't know if I love Hannah. She's kind of okay to me. Theo is a typical male character, I feel like, in a romance like this. I guess this is, I'm not sure if you would consider this dark romance, but pretty typical actions from him. He's pretty predictable, but Hannah is alright. I feel like I just want more from her, but I feel like I could also really love her by the end of the book, depending on how things progress. But yeah, that's it. Not a whole bunch to say. It's kind of harder to talk about books without giving spoilers, but I will very likely update you guys here again soon when I reach 75%. My goal is to finish the book today. So at some point I will give you my 75% update and then my final update, which I will very likely be sitting in the same spot, but it is what it is. But yeah, so that is that. Hopefully secrets come out, things start to get solved, and I'll chat to you all soon. Hello friends, back again in the same spot like I said I probably would be, but I'm here because I'm here to share my 75% update. There's the tab update. I didn't do a last update, I just forgot, but 75% in, and I'm not gonna lie, I know I said earlier it was like okay, it was fine, I was just reading it, it was easy to read. The second half, or at least from like 50 to 75%, likely saved the book for me. Like, I'm actually obsessed and I love them. We are seeing a slightly softer side to Theo, and I'm absolutely living my best life with it. We're getting to understand Hannah and Theo more with their past and why they approach things the way that they approach things, and I'm loving the connection that they're building. Obviously, they're both saying that it's still superficial and, you know, it's nothing deeper than what they're trying to say it is, but getting both their perspectives I think helps a lot, especially with Theo, because he's not super big on talking to Hannah about how he's actually feeling, but reading his chapters and understanding how he's actually feeling and why he won't admit anything is very nice. So I'm loving it now. I'm really excited to see what the last 25% brings. I have about 80 pages left, so I'm definitely gonna finish it here in the next couple of hours, but I'm loving it. The first half was fine, it was okay, but so far the second half is perfection, and yeah, so I am gonna get back to reading because I really want to see where we go from here, but I'll definitely be back in a couple hours, very likely, to give you guys my final rating and my final thoughts on Her Shadows, His Secrets. I'm sure the last 25% will kind of be a whirlwind because we do have a lot of questions still on Theo, and basically like what he's there for. We have some closure, I guess, some answers on what brought Hannah to where she was at, but Theo is kind of still a big question mark. So I'm excited, and I will chat to you all soon when I finish the book. Hello friends, here I am back where we started this vlog literally yesterday, probably around the same time. Actually no, I think it was a bit later when I started this vlog yesterday, but I'm here because I just finished Her Shadows, His Secrets. There's the official tabs. And I kind of loved it. So I gave it 4.5 stars. Might be more of a 4 than a 5. So maybe like 4.25, but I don't go that crazy. So 4.5 stars from me. I really enjoyed it. I said this in my previous updates, but the second half 100% saved it for me. The first half wasn't my favorite, but I think that is a personal preference in my male characters now. I feel myself drawn more towards like the nice guys, I guess. The ones that, you know, are just so sweet, and we've seen more of that side of Theo in the second half. I don't know. I don't think I'm like a bully girl or anything anymore, which I've never been a bully romance girl, and I have always said that I prefer friends to lovers over enemies to lovers, but that is besides the point. So I really loved the second half. It definitely did make the book a whole lot better for me. I will say, still not a super big fan of the pet names that Theo used, but I really ended up loving Theo and loving Hannah. I loved getting to know them, their history, understanding why they grew up the way that they grew up. I will also say I feel like the ending was a little bit rushed with like a conflict that was sort of going on in the book. I felt like that was brushed over a lot, and then it was kind of like a whirlwind at the end of the book. But I can't super complain on that because I feel like the situation itself, that I'm not going to mention because spoilers, the situation itself called for a scene like that to happen. Like the scene needed to be very fast-paced based on what the situation was, which sounds very vague and probably doesn't make sense, but it is what it is. So I gave it 4.5, like I said, more of a 4 than a 5, but I really did enjoy it. I read it in less than 24 hours, so it's definitely so easy to read. Like I was just flying through it. I don't know, I think it's very pretty. I did mention in the beginning of the vlog that I was pretty nervous about how it was going to go with me tabbing and annotating, because I haven't really tabbed or annotated a full, like a book in a while, but I think it went great. I think this was an easy book for me to jump into tabbing and annotating again. If you've read this book, let me know how you liked it, but definitely one that I would personally recommend, and I'm happy I read it. In case you missed it or haven't watched it yet, next month, October, our book is going to be Haunted Ever After, a bit of a spooky-esque. I'm not super sure what it's about, but it is like a haunted house or something. So we went with that vibe for October, given it is Halloween. So if you would like to join the book club and read this with us in October, I'll definitely keep all the links down below. Yeah, I'm excited. Really enjoyed it. 4.5 from me. Really learned to love Theo, and I really loved watching Hannah learn to love herself. So that is all from me. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!